So, right. Okay, so we're going to start lying down, please. Okay, so if you could just, so today we're going to do a little bit of work. Blue, go on your bed. A little bit of movement into the spine, so a little bit of twisting. So you see I'm sort of, it's going to be this kneeling, so twisting from here to twist to here, but with a mindfulness of the shoulder. So this shoulder, it's hard, it's for this shoulder, and there's a way of helping that shoulder do what it's supposed to do, if you see what I mean. So we're going to start lying down. I've got one ball nearby, and I've also got a yoga brick nearby, which I may use, or I may choose to use my ball. It's interchangeable. But what I'd like you to do is, first of all, lie yourself down, and then just settle into the floor. And with the feet hip distance apart, and the hands just lightly on the abdomen, I'd like you to begin by rocking the knees from side to side, but the tiniest movement. So just let the knees move slightly from side to side, and you'll feel the pelvis moving from, or rocking from side to side, but very, very small movement. So the ribs can be involved in this as well, but again, they're not going to, it's very low level, so below the radar movement. Just letting those knees rock from side to side. And just notice as you do this how the pelvis feels. If it's feeling absolutely fine, that's great, but if there is some sensitivity or imbalance between the left and the right, be aware of it as we practice today. So come back into that middle space, grounding both of the feet, reset. So lift up the bottom, place it down on the floor, and then the hands go onto the abdomen again. What I'd like you to do is practice abdominal breathing to begin with. So as you breathe in, just focus on breathing into where the hands are. Letting the belly rise up, and then same as you exhale, allow it to fall. So you're breathing in, feel the belly rising. Breathing out, the belly falls. Again, breathing in and breathing out. Getting used to the breath. Abdominal breath, breathing in and out. Now get hold of your ball if your ball is nearby, and then just place the ball on the tummy, securing it in place with the fingertips. And then now breathe into the resistance of the ball rather than the hands. So feel the belly rising and then falling. So this might be something that you can do at home. It's just really simple. There's a little tiny bit of resistance. So feel the belly rising on the inhale, push the tummy up into the ball, and then as you exhale, allow it to come down again. Just a few more breaths like that. The belly rises and the belly falls. Now keep a light touch of the ball. Start to arch the back a little bit on the inhale, and then as you exhale, flatten the back and then draw the tummy in. And then inhale to arch, but it's a tiny arch. And then exhale to flatten and then draw the tummy in. Again, breathing in to arch, tilt the pelvis slightly forward. And then exhale to flatten but scoot the belly in. So you've got this abdominal engagement. One more time. Inhale. And then exhaling,
Draw the tummy in, so you're trying to sort of let the ball rest on the tummy button. Drawing the tummy in. Now see if you can hold the tummy still and then let go of the ball. If it doesn't work, if the ball won't stay in place, just move it out of the way. But it is a bit of a challenge. But what I'd like to do is to keep the core engagement. So with that light, you've got the weight of the ball is just helping you, remind you to keep the core engaged. Now take the hands to the rib cage, the side of the ribs. Keep the tummy absolutely still as you inhale and flare the ribs outwards. And then you exhale and draw the ribs down and in. Again, inhaling, flare the ribs outwards, and then exhale and draw the ribs in. Again, inhale, flare the ribs out, and then exhale. So the tummy is remaining still. The tummy is engaged, the core is engaged. Inhaling, let the ribs expand outwards, and then exhaling, let them come in. I'll provide a little bit of resistance now with the hand. So as you inhale, press the hands in as you expand the rib cage out. And then press the hands in as you exhale, so the ribs will move more there. Inhaling, keep pressing into the ribs as you inhale into resistance, and then exhaling, let the hands help you. Again, inhaling into resistance, and then exhaling, drawing the ribs in and down. 2 more breaths just like that. Inhaling, and then exhaling. So a light inward pressure with both of your hands. Last time, inhaling, ribs expand outwards, and then exhaling. Now hold the tummy in, relax the hands, and then get hold of the ball and just set it out of the way. Hands back onto the tummy, set the feet in if that feels good for you, and then arch the back, tilting the pelvis forward. As you exhale, flatten the back and tuck the tailbone. Again, inhale to arch, tilting the pelvis forward, and just notice it should feel quite free. Exhale, flatten and curl. One more time, inhale to arch, tilting the pelvis forward, and then exhale to flatten and curl. Now, as you inhale to arch, just pause on the arch and think of that as 12 o'clock. And then as you flatten and curl, think of that as 6 o'clock. So imagining a clock face. Inhale to arch, 12 o'clock. Exhale to flatten, 6 o'clock. Just once more, inhale to arch. And then exhale to flatten, 6 o'clock. Come back now into a neutral position, so the center of the clock. Hands on the hip bones. Go to 3 o'clock, so you let the right hip stay down and the left hip will go up. Roll across the pelvis and then go to 9 o'clock. So left hip is down, the right hip is up. Again, go across to 3 o'clock, just noticing how that feels on the pelvis, and then go across to 9 o'clock once more. 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock, and then back to the middle of the clock face. Now we're going to do 3 circles in each direction. So if you start off, we'll go clockwise, so we'll start off going down to 12, arching the back, and then around to 3, down to 6, across to 9, and then up to 12. And then again, circling around, pretty slow, so you get the best shaped circle possible. One more in that direction. and then change the direction, circling around. One more. Go to 12, down to 6, and then neutral. And just let the pelvis settle for a moment. You're going to find your ball now, so we're still settling the pelvis. But what I'd like you to do now is you're going to place this ball between your shoulder blades. So if you just roll over onto your side and then tuck that ball in to between the shoulder blades at the base of the shoulder blade. So it's relatively low down, and then, but in the center, and then roll onto your back. And then what I'd like you to do is let the arms go out to the side and just open up the chest for a moment. If this feels really uncomfortable, please, you don't have to have the ball there. So at the moment, you're just opening up the chest. We're going to roll the ball slightly up in a moment, probably by rolling our body down. I think that's probably the easiest way of doing it. So if you pick the hips up and then just creep, using the elbows and the bottom, just creep yourself down until now the ball is right in the center of the shoulder blades. So the ball has effectively gone up, your body has slid down. Now this makes it easier to do the next thing, which is the thoracic clock. So we're going to take the hands behind the head. You support the head when you do this. So it's like if you lift your head up, you should feel like you're in a supported, what's it called? A supported sit-up. So it's quite nice. So just make sure you feel roughly in the right place, that it feels reasonably comfortable, that the lower back is on the floor, and so you're not in agony. Now we're going to try and roll around this ball. So a thoracic clock is the same as the pelvic clock, but it just happens to be in the thoracic area. So the ball, in theory, is pretty much in the center of the thoracic area. So what I would like you to do is lean back. So you lean back, don't take the head to the floor though, lean back and then go slightly to the right and then lifting up where you were before. Go over to the left and then lean back and go across. And you feel that circle being drawn. So we've done this before without the ball there. So this is a little bit more supportive. So you're doing a circle, one more. So you're leaning back and then over towards the right and then come up. Now change the direction. Go to the right, leaning back over the ball. Go to the left and then come up. Just try again, I'm only doing it 2 more times. Little circle around your upper back. One more. Leaning back over towards the left and come up. Now lean back, resting the head and the elbows down, just for a moment. Then we're going to roll over onto the side and just take that ball out of the way. Roll it out of the way. And then we're back on our back. And just stay there for a moment. So settle the upper back. You need a little bit of time. So settling it, maybe take the arms out to the side and see how you feel. What I'd like to do now is you're going to walk or creep your feet in towards each other and then cross your left leg over the right leg. So the thighs are together, the knees are one in front of the other. Arms out to the side. Take an inhale and then as you exhale, lean the knees partially over towards the left, not too far, just far enough to be able to sense a stretch on the right hip. So we've gone back to the hips again. Come back into the center and then repeat that without making any changes. Take an inhale and then as you exhale, go over towards the left. So you're stretching the right hip. Come back into the middle. Now leave the legs in where they are. Don't move the legs. Take the arms up towards the ceiling, making like a steeple shape with the hands. So you, apart from the index fingers, the hands are interlaced. And then reach your arms up. So the arms, the elbows are straight. The arms are quite narrow. And then you're going to take the arms over to the right. So it's not the same way that the legs went. So lifting up, pick up that left shoulder. Create space behind the left shoulder blade. And then relax back to the middle. And then we're going to do both things at the same time. So what I'd like to do is think about if you move the arms first, it's slightly easier. So take the arms over to the right and then lean the legs to the left. And breathe. Keep lengthening to the lower back. So you should feel there's a twisting, a long twisting going on in the body. Come back to the middle and then try that once more. So everything is in the center. And then take the hands to the right and the knees to the left. Not very far. You're holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back into the middle and rest the arms. Uncross the legs, recross them the other way. So again, the thighs are together, the right knee is stacked directly in front of the left one. Arms out to the side, just give the arms a break. And then lean the knees to the right this time. Not very far. And then come back into the middle. And then do it again. So lean the knees over to the right, just until you can sense some release on that left side. And then you're back in the middle. So now it's just the arms in isolation. So interlace the hands, let the arms go up, just effectively like locking the elbows. The arms are super straight. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, take the hands to the left. So you might find, for me, this side is much, much easier than the other side on the arms. The other side, I don't feel that I can go very far and my breath is difficult. This side, piece of cake. So just, it may be one side is easier than the other. So come back into the middle. Now, you're going to start to take the hands to the left and then the knees to the right. Holding there, keep the core strong. You've got this twisting, spiraling twist going on in the spine. And then make your way back to the center. And then again, one more time. Inhale. And then as you exhale, hands to the left, knees to the right. So you're lifting up, if possible, the right shoulder blade. And we'll be doing, this is the same movement that we'll be doing in the shoulder later. So you're sort of pulling that shoulder forward, protracting the shoulder. Come back into the middle, relax your arms, uncross the legs. And just breathe there for a moment. So just see how that feels. What I'd like to do is to bring the knees into the chest. Hug the knees in towards the chest and then rock from side to side. From there, you can either roll onto your side or you can rock forward and back. And we're going to go straight onto the hands and knees. So just coming onto the hands and knees. So there is still, this is a little bit, there's not much core specific work today. So what I'd like you to do is think about the core here. I've got a ball already on the left side. I'd like you to push your hands down into the floor and then lift between your shoulder blades. Now keep the core really strong, but drop down between your shoulder blades. And then lift up between your shoulder blades. drop down, and then lifting up. So you're doing, this is scapular press up. Drop down, keep the arms straight, lifting the chest up. One more time, drop the chest down between your shoulder blades. Push into the hands, lift the chest up between the shoulder blades. Now taking the chest forward. Hold there, so then pull the tummy in, nice and supported. Take an inhale as you exhale, tuck the toes, around the back, allow the chin to come to the chest and look behind. Now inhaling, coming forward. Again, exhale, tuck the toes around the back, chin to the chest, look behind. Inhaling, coming forward. Again, one more time, tuck the toes, round the back, chin to the chest, looking behind, but this time you're going to sit back on the heels. So this should feel quite familiar at the moment. We've been doing it for quite a while. Just get the weight into the feet as much as you can. Relax the toes, bend the toes. Now you can either walk your hands in and come to this toe stand kneeling position, or you can actually like lift up like that. It's fine either way. So just see how it feels. If you can sit down, obviously I'm going to want you to do that. So it doesn't matter either way though. You take the arms out to the side, and then we do eagle arms. So it's very much shoulders today. So cross the right arm underneath, binding the arms, wrapping the arms around each other, and then let your hands rest on your forehead. As you inhale, lift the elbows up. So we did this last week. Lift the elbows up. And then as you exhale, round the back, and then draw the elbows in towards the chest, breathing into the space between your shoulder blades. Come back into a neutral position, so we won't be here for too long. Release the arms, and then take the arms into the other position. So left arm is underneath, hands resting on the forehead. Lift your elbows up, so a slight arch in your back, and then as you exhale, curl. Rounding, pulling the tummy in. Coming upright again, release the arms. And just give the shoulders a little bit lift up if you haven't already. Give the shoulders a little bit of a roll, and then take the hands back to the floor. Relaxing the feet, pick the feet up, just shake those ankles out, wriggling the toes, and then set the fronts of the feet down on the floor. Okay, then go over towards the left. Cat, so we're going to do that side cat stretch, release. So the right hand's got the ball. Draw the chest forward, tuck the tailbone, and then go back, sit back on your heels, and then roll your right arm forward. So it's going just to create a stretch on your right side. And then relax your right arm. Come back up. And then walk yourself around to the other side. So over towards the right. Press into the hands, draw the chest forward. And then tuck the tailbone, sit back on your heels, and then roll the left arm forward. Again, stretch into the left side this time. Relax your left arm. Come back up. Now leave the ball where it is. Come back into the center. What I'd like to do is to move your right hand into the center of your mat. Take your left hand to the base of the spine. Push into your right hand and then twist, just a very gentle twist towards the left. That's it. And then turn your chest to face down and then do it again. So at the moment your left hand's on the base of the spine, that's it, Sarah. So just twist, pushing in. So what I want you to do is try and get as much space in that right shoulder as possible. Look down. Now this one, you can repeat it exactly the same, or you can lift the left arm up. So you start by pushing into your right hand, lifting up out of the right shoulder, engaging into the core. So make sure that you're it feels like you're pulling your tummy towards that left hand.
Keep the tummy drawing in though as you release perhaps the left arm up. So you're in this twist position, possibly. Yeah, that's it. And then take the left hand back onto the base of the spine, look down, and then set the hands down. Go back to child pose for just a moment to, I know you're not going to be weight bearing on the right arm, but just give yourself a moment of rest before we do the second side. So, shaking the hands if you want to, but it's going to be the left hand's going to be the weight bearing hand. So coming up, take the left hand more into the center of your mat, and then right hand goes to the base of the spine. Pull the tummy in as if you're trying to there's a connection between the navel and your right hand. Push down into the left hand, lift up out of the left shoulder, and then twist. Twist towards the right. And then look down. Again, push into your left hand, lift up out of the left shoulder, and twist towards the right. Looking down, last time, push down into your left hand, twist towards the right, and then maybe you take your right arm up and you hold there. Trying to smooth the breath off as much as you can. And then taking your right hand back to the base of the spine, looking down. Take both hands to the floor and then you're down to rest, child pose. That's it, it's really good. We're just resting there, so we're just sort of working very much with the upper back. Maybe rolling your shoulders a little bit as you rest. So I'd like we're going to do a little bit on the back. So if you extend your arms forward, nice and wide, so little fingers, I quite like having my little fingers right on the outside edge of your mat. You don't have to, but if that works for you, give it a go. Now you're in child pose, look behind, look towards the knees as you come up. So you're coming up with a rounded back. And then either walk your hands forward or keep the hands in as they are to come forward into Cobra. Bending the elbows as much as you need to, drawing the chest forward. And then engaging into the core, lifting up, pull the tummy in as you slowly move yourself back to child pose again. Try that again. Inhaling, coming forward, rolling, looking behind for as long as you can. That's it. Maybe you take your hands forward, maybe you don't need to. That's it, lovely. That's it, open up, nice and broad across the front of the chest, and then engaging into the core, lifting up the hips, pull the tummy back. One more time, but this time you're going to lower yourself down. So you come forward, coming all the way forward into your Cobra, and then once you're in the Cobra, you lower yourself down. Now, if you found that you're a bit far forward on your mat, just move yourself back. I'm going to do it. And then just take a rest for a moment. We're taking a rest. Now we are going to do something on the hips as well as the back. The hips is going to be very, very soon. But just move the hips from side to side for a moment. And then take the hands underneath the shoulders and relax the hips. Start to lift up into the smallest Cobra and hold there. Just breathing into the back. And then lower yourself down. And then try that again. Same thing again, low Cobra. So lifting up. But this time with your low Cobra, you're going to lift up the legs as well. Now with the lifting of the legs, what I'd like you to try and do is to lengthen your legs away. So you're squeezing your shoulder blades together and then lengthening your toes away from your body. And see if the lengthening of the legs creates height in the legs. Lower yourself down, again move the hips from side to side, let the back relax for a moment. And then we'll repeat exactly that. So you're coming up from Cobra, low Cobra initially.
to make that into a locust pose. So the legs, back of the legs are engaged, holding there. Now lower your legs but slide your arms forward so that then you can come into Sphinx pose, and just relax into Sphinx pose for a moment. We're just holding a nice and soft Sphinx pose. Then we're going to do this hip thing. So what I'd like you to do, we're going to do internal and external rotation in the hip. So looking forward, slide. I'm going to work the left leg first, just visually, because it helps. So you slide your left leg out to the side. Then you're going to lift up, so that's external rotation. Then lift up the foot, so then you're internally rotating into your left hip. Lower the foot down, slide the leg long again, bend the knee, and then move the foot out to the side again. Put the leg up into the center, so center the leg again, straighten the leg. It will make sense in a moment. So you're going to slide your right knee out to the side, keeping the hips nice and low. Pick up your right foot, so you're rolling onto the front of, the left foot, so you're rolling onto the front of the left thigh. Take the foot down, slide the left leg long, bend the left knee, and then move the foot out to the side again. Bring the foot back into the center and straighten the leg. One more time. Take the left leg out to the side. Pick up the foot, internal rotation in the hip. Lower the foot down, slide the leg long, bend the knee, and then take the foot out to the side. And then take the foot back into the center and relax that leg down. Take the chest all the way down to the floor and just move the hips from side to side. Just going to do it on the other side as well. So relaxing for a moment. And then we're going to come back up into Sphinx pose. Pushing down into your forearms, sliding your right leg out to the side. Lift up the foot, so you're rolling onto the front of the right thigh. Drop the foot down and slide the leg long. Bend your right knee and then just let the foot go out to the side again. Bring the foot back into the center. Drop the foot down, slide the knee out to the side. Pick up the foot. Drop the foot down, slide the leg long, bend the knee, move the foot out to the side. Bring the foot back into the center, drop the foot down, take your right knee out to the side, pick up your right foot, so you're rolling into the front of the leg, take the foot down, slide the leg long, bend your right knee and then just let your right foot go out to the side. Bring it back into the center, drop the foot down and then take the chest down to the floor and move your hips from side to side. So from here you're going to go into child's pose, just to stretch the back. It might need it. So take the hands underneath the chest, lift up the chest and then take yourself back to child pose, please. And just rest there, let the back stretch. Just a few more breaths as you are. So the next thing I'm going to do is come forward into a lunge position from here. So what I'd like you to do is if you come up onto kneeling again, and then you're going to have your ball nearby, step your right foot forward. So then what I'd like you to do is you're just going to let this ball, just try this, it might not work, but just try it. You're going to just wedge the ball just in front of your left knee, just in front of the knee, right at the bottom of the thigh. So that when you come forward,
some of the weight of the leg goes into your thigh. So taking the chest forward. Now have your right hand on your right knee and then let your left arm go forward. So if this isn't working, you can pad the knee instead, but the left arm is forward. What I'd like you to do is to reach your left arm forward, so you're stretching the back of the shoulder on the left side. And you should find that your chest is turned towards the right. And then come back and bring your left shoulder back. So you're retracting the shoulder. So almost squeezing the shoulder blades together. And then try it again. So you're going to reach your left arm forward, stretching the back of the shoulder, twisting the body more towards the right. And then coming more upright and pulling that left shoulder back. Now reach the arm forward, reaching it forward. Now I'm going to change it slightly. So as you retract the shoulder back, I'd like you to open the arm out to the side. And then this is an open twist, just in case you can't see which way I'm facing, because I'm wearing all the same colour. So you're in an open twist, a bit like Warrior 2. Okay, and then let's get the arms up towards the ceiling. And then as you take your left arm forward and reach the shoulder forward, I'd like you to take that right arm back behind you. So you're reaching your left arm forward. Now you're twisting towards the right. Let the arms go up towards the ceiling. Now try and think about the shoulders. Retract your left shoulder as you take yourself into an open, like Warrior 2 style position. Open in the chest. And then take the arms up towards the ceiling. So you're just thinking about the left shoulder. Now reach your left shoulder forward as you go into a twist, twisting towards the right. Keep that shoulder, the left shoulder reaching forward as you take the left hand to the floor. The right arm can just go up into the air. Tuck your left toes, pick up your left knee. Stay here for a moment. So you're in a twist. Take both hands to the floor. And then step that right foot back into downward facing dog and just stretch off the legs for a moment. It's quite a lot to do on that one, so just stretching into the legs. And then take the knees down to the floor. Come up to kneeling and then take your left foot forward. So the left foot is forward, and then I've just put the ball right at the front of my right knee, so that when I come forward, some of the weight of my right leg is going onto the ball. Now have your left hand on your left knee and then reach your right arm forward. As you reach your right arm forward from the shoulder, you'll twist slightly towards the right. That's it, it's lovely. So twisting, it helps me get it right. Twisting towards the left. The right arm is going forward, you're twisting towards the left. And then retract the shoulder back. So that right shoulder pulls back as you come more upright. Try it again. So you're just working with the right shoulder. You're reaching your right shoulder blade forward, stretching the back of your right shoulder. And then you come back, so you retract the shoulder there, engaging between the shoulder blades. Try it again. So go forward, allow the body to twist naturally towards the left, and then retract the shoulder blade back. Now I'm going to go into the twist. It'll be the open twist. So you reach your arm forward. So now you've twisted towards the left. Retract the shoulder back, but open your right arm out to the side. So think Warrior 2. Arms are open, so it's an open twisting position. Arms are spread nice and wide. Arms up towards the ceiling as you transition your chest forward. Now as you go into the twist, you're twisting to the left. Reach your right shoulder blade forward. Don't worry so much about the left arm. You reach your right arm shoulder forward. Take the arms up, just going to do it once more. Arms up, open twist towards the right, retracting your right shoulder. So you're pulling your right shoulder in towards the spine. And then as you lift your arms up and you go into the twist towards the left, stretch your right arm forward away from the spine. Now take the right hand to the floor, left arm up into the air, tuck your right toes, get that knee off the floor, and then hold your lunge twist for a moment. That's it. Take both hands to the floor and then get that left leg back, downward facing dog, and just stretch off for a moment. Move the ball out of the way if it's in the way, just stretch off, downward facing dog. So alternately bending the knees, just stretching into the feet. Notice how your shoulders feel, so maybe do a little circle with the shoulders. And then come down, so rise up onto the balls of the feet, lower your knees down to the floor. And just take child pose. Relax for a moment. So just taking a few breaths there. From here we're going to come up to kneeling, but swing the legs forward to come to a seated position. So, and then if you bend your knees, lean your chest forward onto your legs, reaching the arms forward. So you could have your hands underneath the legs if your hamstrings feel really tight today. Have the hands underneath the knees bound. If not, take the hands to the feet. And then really slowly slide your heels forward. So we're coming into just a normal seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana. Try and breathe into your ribs. Feel the ribs flaring out to the side. And then slowly come up to seated, taking the hands either side of your hips, push down to the hands, and then come into seated staff pose. And with seated staff pose, you can really work the shoulders again. So you're pressing the hands down and lifting the chest up. The shoulders are going down. They're not going sort of forward and back. They're very much going down as you lift the chest up. So stretching the top of the shoulders. Then we're going to start to bend the right knee to come into a seated twist. So I'm going to face this way. So bend your right knee, take your right knee across the left leg. If it's comfortable to do so, please also bend your left leg. You don't have to do this. So the option is, if the hips are a bit tight and it's all uncomfortable, the lower leg will remain straight. So then you can still take your left elbow around the right knee, lifting the chest up, and then turn to look behind and breathe there. And then keep in the twist, but turn your head to look forward. Now we're going to do something that I would call it the pepper pot version of this twist. So you're moving the neck independently of the spine. So what I'd like to do is, as you look back behind, just slightly come out of the twist. So you're looking over towards the right, but your chest is moving forward or to the left, however you want to look at it. And then turn your head to the left, but go into a deeper twist with the spine. And then turn the head to look behind to the right and slightly come out of your twist with the spine. And then go into the twist as you turn your head to face forward. So think of it as a pepper pot. Looking behind, come slightly out of the twist. Look in front, go into a deeper twist. Remain in the deeper twist, simply turn the head to look behind and hold there. Taking the best quality breaths that you can, breathing into the chest, feeling the intercostal muscles of the rib cage just moving to help the breath. And then after the next inhale, as you exhale, bring everything, so head and spine, to face forward. Take that leg, so straighten the legs, shaking out the legs, and then we'll do the same thing again on the other side. So you start by bending your left knee, take the left knee across, and then you've got this option of bending your right knee as well. Turn towards the left, so you're wrapping your right elbow around that left knee, and then look behind. So you're looking over your left shoulder at the moment, lifting and lengthening the spine. Stay in the twist, but turn your head to look to the right or forwards, whichever one you want, however you want to view it. And then as you look behind, come slightly out of the twist. So the spine is moving in the opposite direction of the neck. And then as you look forward, go into a slightly deeper twist, moving your left shoulder back. Again, look behind, coming slightly out of the twist. And then look in front, going more into the twist. One more time. Look behind, coming out of the twist slightly with the spine. And then look forwards, going into a deeper version of your twist. Now stay in the deeper version of the twist, but simply look behind over your left shoulder and breathe there. And then bring everything slowly back into the center. It's quite a strong twist, so no sudden movements. Just lean back into the hands. If you let your legs just gently, easily go forward, and then take the knees out to the side, so you're in the sort of the most relaxed bound angle pose you can imagine. And then what I'd like you to do is to start to lean forwards, very slowly. Just lean forwards, letting the head drop down. And then breathing into the back of the shoulders, between your shoulder blades. So just staying there for a moment. That's great. And then coming up. Good. And then close the knees. Now you could have a ball or one of these yoga bricks in the center of your mat now for a supported bridge pose, but you don't have to. We're going to do bridge first. So if you lie down on your back, placing the feet on the floor, hip distance apart, arms alongside the body. Just make sure you've got a little bit of room behind your head for the arms. We're going to arch the back and then rise up into bridge pose. So rolling up the spine, lifting the hips up. And then nice and slowly roll down. As you arch your back, tilt the pelvis forward. Now move the arms as well. So start as you
go to the lower back to float the arms up towards the ceiling. And then as you start to go across the shoulder blades, take the arms back behind you. As you roll down across the shoulder blades, take the arms up towards the ceiling. And then as you lower your back down to the floor, take the hands down to the floor. Tilt the pelvis forward, inhaling. And then as you exhale, rolling up, so the arms go up. And then the arms go back behind you as you go across your shoulder blades. And then you roll down the shoulder blades, arms up towards the ceiling. Go all the way down to tilt the pelvis forward, arms alongside your body. Again, so the arms are moving and the back is moving. Lifting up. And then roll across the shoulder blades, arms go up. Roll all the way down and then rest. Bringing the knees in towards the chest. Now, you've got some options. You can either just simply let the legs go up into the air now. Hands may be resting for a bit of support on the thighs. You can do exactly the same thing, but with the hips elevated on a block. So the back of the pelvis is supported and the legs are elevated. The other thing you could do is, if you wanted to today, you could do half shoulder stand. So it just depends how you're feeling. You could also be against a wall. If you have a sofa nearby, you can have your knees bent. So it's astronaut pose, where you have your shin or the calves resting on a soft surface or a chair. So just think how you want to spend the next few minutes. So you could like some form of an inversion, whether it's just knees to the chest or you've got your legs elevated. Try and relax your shoulders, arms out to the side, unless you're doing half shoulder stand. So just breathing into it. So really steady, closing the eyes perhaps. Being really steady, so some form of an inversion. And you might, if you did choose to do a half shoulder stand, you might find that you've actually had enough of being in a half shoulder stand. But if you are happy to stay in half shoulder stand for another minute, that would be amazing. So it just depends how it's feeling. Wherever you are, just feel the breath coming in and out. A slow progression of the breath, steady and smooth flow. That's it, it's lovely. So for those of you in half shoulder stand, just begin to soften the legs, slowly returning the spine back to the floor, elevating the legs still. Try and relax all effort with the legs. So if it's not relaxing at all, having the legs elevated, please just bring the knees in towards the chest. Again, if that's not comfortable, please take the feet to the floor. And then what I'd like you to do is to start to focus a bit more on the breath. You're going to take an inhale and then exhaling. So if you're not with me at the moment, don't worry, just try and sort of get your breath to me soon. Inhaling and then exhaling. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4. In, 3 and 4, and out. 2, 3, 4. Again, breathe in and out. Now hold the breath for a moment. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, breathe in. 2, 3, and 4, and out. 2, 3, 4. Retain the breath. 2, 3, and 4. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4. Retain. 2, 3, 4, and inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. Last round. Inhale. Exhale. Pause. Inhale. Going back to your natural, spontaneous breath now. Just observe how you feel after that short breathing practice. Just observing as you relax. So then what I'd like you to do is we're going to start to slowly make our way back up to sitting. So if you're feeling really sleepy, just move the hands and move the feet. And then draw the knees to the chest. Once the knees are in towards the chest, rock from side to side. And then what I'd like you to do is you can either rock up to sitting or you can roll onto your side and come up to sitting from that way. And just find a comfortable seat now. So hands resting on the knees, drawing the tummy in, lifting the chest up. Slowly allow the chin to drop down. The chin drops down. Keeping the chest lifted though, let the hands come to heart center in prayer position. Blink the eyes open and then lifting up. Gaze. Well done. Namaste. Well done. Hopefully that was all right. Is that okay? Your shoulders.
That was brilliant. Yeah, I really like that. Really good. I don't know you need it until you do it.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it?
True.
It's like,
You
oh.
spend the whole day being all weird and you could have just sorted it out at the beginning.
Well, you never know. You don't know, Lou, do you? Should have done that. That looks nice.
Really good.
Give
really
yourself
good.
a cuddle. Right, well done.
Thanks very much to start the day. Thanks,
Yeah,
Emma.
well done. Well done for joining me. See you soon. Bye.
Thank you very much, Emma. Bye.
Bye, Jean.
Bye.